Hey, what's up? I'm Jonathan Tremaine Thomas. They call me JT. Don't get it confused. You hear Jonathan Tremaine, you hear Jonathan Thomas. It's JT, it's all the same. But here's the reality. God is marking a generation. I was marked at a really young age. In fact, when I was 5 years old, my mom tells stories of how I would lock myself in a room and just meet with God in the secret place. I was marked again when I was in high school. God set me apart. I was struggling with, which crowd do I fit in? Why do I really want to serve God? But it looks like no one around me really is interested in that. And what happened was God began to give me a security in my identity in Him. And right now, you may be 15 years old and you're in high school and you're just in the same place as I was. Where do I fit? Why all the cultural pressures around you to conform to the culture? And yet you have a deep love for God, and God is saying, that's because I've called you to be a Nazarite. Nazarite simply means set apart from the purposes or the definition of men in order to meet the standards of God. Maybe that's your desire. God is calling forth a Nazarite generation. And in college, He gripped me with a burden for my college campus. I began to cry out to Him in prayer, in fasting, and say, God, will you move on my campus? I'm tired of just hearing stories about great works that have been done throughout church history, or great men or women of God in the Bible. I want to see it with my own eyes. And sure enough, He broke in and began to do miraculous things among me. Interestingly enough, I found myself in full-time ministry in Nashville, Tennessee, which led me in contact with a man named Lou Engle. He was bringing the call to Nashville, and I was invited to the stage to pray at 7707, a stadium filled with people who were going hard after God, and particularly young people who were being marked at TheCall Nashville to pursue a lifestyle of radical holiness, obedience, and love for Jesus.
You are not the great hope of the NBA. You are not the great hope of MTV. You will be called oaks of righteousness, the planting of the Lord. Isaiah 61, you will rebuild the ancient ruins. You will be ministers and priests unto our Lord.
What's interesting is now I find myself running alongside Lou Engle in Detroit, Michigan, full time, calling a city to contend for the purposes of God in our nation. I'm telling you, God is doing something miraculous in this hour. He is marking not only individuals, but people groups and even whole cities and whole nations for His glory. And what He's doing is calling forth young men and young women just like me, those who are 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, 25 years old. He's saying, give me the strength of your youth and I will not deny you. I'm telling you, this is our moment as youth and young adults to come and respond to the invitation to take our generation for Jesus. They are longing and they are saying, where is the God of Elijah? We see all the churches, we see the conferences, we see the t-shirts, we see the bumper stickers, we see the videos, but we have not yet seen the God of Elijah. I'm telling you, this is our destiny. Youth, young adults, it doesn't matter how old you are. God has given you something that He wants to release in the nations of the earth for His glory, because He's a king. And guess what? He chooses to use vessels that are only willing. The question is, are you willing?